Stand by, everyone. We're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll open.
Tape rolling.
Give me full sound on tape.
Sound up full.
All cameras, set your shots. We have 30 seconds to the studio. CG, check the titles for the talent, please. Stand by to cue announce and cue announce.
This week on JMU Today, a look at Mercy House, a residence for homeless families. And coming up later in the program, field producer Colleen Gustitis takes a look at JMU's Honor Code.
Ready, tape in 2, and take it.
Now live from the Television Production Center on the campus of James Madison University, this is JMU Today.
Hello and welcome to JMU Today. I'm Anne-Marie Sims.
And I'm Daniel Bryant. Colin Lovett will be in later on with a special story on enrollment here at JMU, so stay tuned for that.
A dangerous cross on campus may be made safer. The crosswalk between Anthony Seeger and Duke Fine Arts presently has a flashing caution signal. Students therefore cross the street based on their own judgment. James Madison University officials say they are supporting a change from the flashing caution light to a red, yellow, green light system because of the heavy amounts of traffic and students that commute in that area. The proposal will be brought up in front of the City Council this week. If passed, the light will be changed immediately, and the university will provide crossing guards for the crossway to maintain safety.
The State Board of Elections has certified Virginia's election results in favor of Democratic Douglas Wilder. Wilder has won less than 7,000 votes. Republican Marshall Coleman is demanding a recount. A 3-judge panel will supervise the recount requested by Coleman. The former Attorney General says that he wants a recount and an investigation of alleged irregularities in the November 17th balloting. Unidentified Republican sources say convicted felons may have voted in the closed contest. Virginia's law bars convicted felons from voting unless their rights have been restored. Coleman's lawyer has also requested for the option of formally contesting the election later.
Some at JMU come from as far away as Alaska and as close as West Virginia, providing a geographical diversity that can enrich everyone. Field producer Colin Lovett examines out-of-state enrollment at JMU.
America is known for its diversity, and Madison, striving to become a great American institution, is reaching for its own diversity. JMU attracts thousands of visitors each year. Many of them are high school students from around the nation. This fall, 1,900 freshmen enrolled at JMU, 23% of whom are from out of state. Some prospective students think that there are some definite advantages to going away for school.
I spent most of my life in Connecticut and Massachusetts, but I've never really been as far down as here. But I'm psyched to get to know people from out of state.
There are currently no restrictions on out-of-state enrollment at state colleges and universities. The Board of Visitors at each institution is in charge of enrollment procedures. Of the 10,700 students enrolled currently at JMU, 21%, or about 2,300, are from out of state. The Director of Admissions, Alan Cerveny, says that the university is proud that top students from around the nation attend JMU.
This past year we received applications from 49 of the 50 states, from the District of Columbia, and 15 foreign countries. And we have 40 states that are represented in this year's freshman class, and so we really think that that's very exciting to see students that are here, not only from our traditional recruiting areas, but also from Alaska, Hawaii, California, the state of Washington, Arizona, Texas, Florida. They're from across the nation.
Students from out of state at JMU pay almost twice as much in tuition fees. Do students feel that this is fair?
As far as paying more money, our taxpayers are paying for this university in this state, and out-of-state students don't have that same, their parents aren't paying taxes to this university or to this state, so I kind of think it is fair that they have to pay a little more.
One thing appears certain in the near future of Madison: there will probably be no shortage of geographical diversity among the students. Reporting for JMU Today, I'm Colin Lovett.
The Environmental Protection Agency is shipping sulfuric acid from the idle Avtex Fibers plant in Front Royal. The EPA has loaded about 400 tons of sulfuric acid onto railroad cars headed for Canada. The shipment is a part of a larger cleanup process. Avtech Fiber's plant has been closed since November 10th, when the State Water Control Board revoked its discharge permit. Allegedly, Avtex has been polluting the Shenandoah River with toxic PCBs.
You know, Danny, it really does my heart good to know that they're doing something about the pollution that's gone on so near us.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Yeah.
With the a consciousness of, increasing about the polluting, environment, this is definitely a strike against them. So. Stay tuned. Coming up, we've got a good story on the homelessness here in Harrisonburg, the Mercy House. Stay tuned for that.
Back in a moment.
Two miracle cars drive the excitement weekdays on the Family Channel.
Hey, it's the Batmobile.
Let's get going and make an emergency bat turn.
Funtown, Batman, weekdays at 5.
Show me some of that hot-shot driving you're always talking about.
Then Hardcastle and McCormick ride the Coyote for more on-the-floor action.
Nito, Kino, Blasto, Zowie.
Batman at 5. Hardcastle and McCormick at 6 Eastern, weekdays on the Family Channel.
Hello, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Next time, there's a Super Dave convoy.
You are number one.
You'll also see the handiwork of ventriloquist Ron Lucas.
It is dynamite as usual. Can you do a short gag? Yeah.
And watch the Super One buckle down for an amazing stunt.
The singular most amazing stunt in history.
The next episode's exclusively on Showtime.
In a few moments, all these seats will be filled. And in classrooms like this all across the country, teachers will be searching for the most effective way to get their message across to students. Now, teachers have an ally. Monday through Friday, TLC presents 2 hours of lively, commercial-free instruction for students, teachers, and administrators, from college prep to current issues in education. The Electronic Library, weekdays, 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Time on the Learning Channel.
Channel 8 is geared up for the gridiron, bringing you hard-hitting, action-packed college football. See the University of Virginia Cavaliers and the University of Tennessee Volunteers. Both teams look strong this season with high aspirations for bowl bids. Catch the University of Virginia Coaches Show with George Welsh Tuesday at 11:30. See the Johnny Majors Coaches Show Friday at 11:30 on Channel 8 Fairfax.
Stress and tension are not new to the average college student, especially with final exams approaching. Demanding academic responsibilities could cause depression. Depression is a common problem on today's college campuses. Even the most hard-working, well-motivated student can slip into feelings of sadness, discouragement, and disappointment, even suicide. This mood disturbance is often ignored and left untreated simply because no one recognizes the symptoms. Neglect of responsibilities, loss of appetite, headaches, and inability to concentrate are just a few of those symptoms. Depression, whether mild or severe, is not to be taken lightly. Talking with friends or counselors may be helpful. Also, taking a break and avoiding extra stress may make life easier when feeling depressed. Students are also encouraged to seek help at the Counseling Center in Alumni Hall.
Homelessness is a growing problem in today's society. The Mercy House, located at 247 North High Street, is a unique shelter for the homeless. The Mercy House has been open since February of this year. It's been funded through state grants as well as personal and commercial donations. Field producer Yvonne Elliott has more.
Most people think of the homeless as individuals, often seeking shelter under bridges or along city streets. Yet this image doesn't paint the entire picture. Many families are also homeless. The Mercy House is a family-style homeless shelter in the Harrisonburg community. It houses only families for several reasons, mainly practical ones. Mercy House Board of Directors says it's easier for one person to find a bed at the Salvation Army than it is for a family of 5. Therefore, the family is in greater need of housing. Mercy House Director Debbie Paul says there's also a strong moral reason the shelter houses families.
Also, we feel it is imperative to have a lot of respect for family unity. and to maintain functioning as one would function if they were normally placed in society.
The Mercy House provides many services to its residents. Services such as children's activities, tutoring, social services, and food distribution. Yet the support system Mercy House gives its residents is the biggest service of all. Intern Janet Dolan says positive support encourages the residents.
They seem happy, and that's all that matters. If they've got jobs and they're doing well in the community, that's success right there.
They're real helpful. Nobody puts you down because you've had a hard time.
The Mercy House offers one possible solution to homelessness. The apartment complex houses up to 9 families and helps them to get a new start toward independence.
We aren't necessarily just charitable handing stuff out, but we're trying to build people toward independent living.
The Mercy House strives to break down an existing wall between the homeless and other citizens. Paul says this wall exists primarily because of stereotypes about the homeless. For example, many homeless are employed.
60–70% of our people are working people. You know, the homeless today are working. The homeless today, many are somewhat educated.
Stereotypes of the homeless are a result of community ignorance. Dolan says the only way to remove these stereotypes is through education.
I just want everybody to know out there that they're just like you and me, and they're terrific people, and they just need a chance.
Anybody can get down on their luck and find themselves unable to meet the everyday needs of their family. It's not just people that don't try or won't work. It can happen to anybody.
Well, it's good to see somebody caring about the homeless, especially around the holiday season.
Yes, it is. Coming up, Mike Caldwell will be in with sports. Stay with us.
He thought it was just a video game.
For the best, my boy.
Until the impossible happened.
Welcome to Rylos.
I can't believe this.
You could be the greatest starfighter ever.
I've always wanted to fight a desperate battle against incredible odds.
It'll be a slaughter.
Robert Preston, Lance Guest.
Here we go.
Charge! The science fiction action thriller, The Last Starfighter.
Get ready for fun as Mayor Zach takes you to Fun Town, where you'll see adventures like StarCom.
This could be the biggest thing since the first man on the moon.
You'll love the stories of Hello Kitty's Fairy Tale Theater.
There's no place like home, furry home.
And move to the beat of Fun Town's new generation. Fun Town can be seen weekdays at 7 and 4 and weekends at 8, exclusively on the Family Channel.
Well, Mike's in the studio with some bad news about the Dukes, huh?
Yeah, Dan and Anne-Marie, it's been a week since JMU lost to North Carolina in the Maui Classic, that heartbreaking loss, but memories are still lingering for many of the JMU students, and I'm sure the players.
I don't want to see any replays of the game. I'm tired of it. I really am.
Okay. Well, hello, everybody. I'm Mike Caldwell, and welcome to Duking It Out. Before we get to that bad news that Danny talked about, we'll talk about our first story. The awards continue to roll in for the JMU soccer team. Senior forward Chris Simon has been named the CAA Player of the Year. This after being named to the All-Virginia team last week. It should come as no surprise that Tom Martin was named CAA Coach of the Year, as he has already been named the Virginia State Coach of the Year. Congratulations once again to these two for their achievement awards. The JMU women's basketball team is looking forward to Sunday's home opener after a successful road trip to Boston. The Dukes knocked off both Boston College and Boston University over Thanksgiving weekend. Morgan State comes to town for the home opener Sunday at the Convocation Center. After that, the Dukes' next home game is against rival UVA, those dreaded Wahoos, on December 9th. Now, you know how they showed Joe Theismann's leg snapping on Monday Night Football over and over and over again? It was pretty gruesome stuff. Well, for the JMU basketball fans, the shot that UNC used to beat the Dukes in that heartbreaking loss is even more gruesome. So gruesome, in fact, that we're not even going to show it. I mean, we figure, why bother? It's been done already. But looking ahead, the JMU men's basketball team is back from Hawaii and ready for regular season action. Some new faces and some old ones propelled the Dukes to a couple of wins way out west. Field producer Sean Broderick takes a quick look at Lefty's new-look Dukes.
This season's version of the JMU basketball team will probably look rather unfamiliar to even the most astute of Dukes basketball fans. Coach Lefty Drizel has brought in a team full of new faces in an effort to jumpstart the Madison basketball program into the national spotlight. Even though 4 starters returned from last year's club, it's the new faces that figure to make or break JMU's dream to return to the NCAA tournament. The biggest impact of the new faces will be that of 6'7" junior guard Steve Hood. After sitting out last year following his transfer from Maryland, number 44 will become the guy to go to in purple and gold. Joining Hood in the backcourt will be another major college transfer, 6' junior point guard Fess Irvin. Irvin takes over the floor general's job from last year's starter Kenny Brooks. Having 2 experienced starters at the point guard position gives JMU depth that many teams can only crave. Finally, 6'3" guard Todd Dunnings, a junior college transfer, is capable at filling in at either guard slot. Up front, the center spot could be a problem because the Dukes really don't have one. What they do have, however, is a handful of talented big men capable of playing a little center and a lot of forward. 6'9" junior Billy Coles, another JUCO transfer, seems to be the most versatile of the big men. Coles has the ability to play center, but will have some problems with some of the bigger pivot men around the country. Yet another JUCO transfer, 6'8" John Fedor, will get his share of playing time up front at both center and forward. Troy Bostic and Barry Brown, last year's starters, figure to battle not only each other, but also Coles and Fedor for the remaining time. At the scoring forward position, Dukes fans are in for a thrill, as in will the thrill. Last year's CAA Rookie of the Year William Davis will apparently be handed the starting job full-time. Last season, current senior Claude Ferdinand started his fair share of contests. This year, however, Ferdinand will give the Dukes some well-timed scoring, rebounding, and defense off the bench. The Dukes hope that their lack of a true center will be balanced out by their ability to move the ball in transition. The depth and quality of the backcourt should make for many quick and successful trips up and down the court. The fact remains that Steve Hood is the main man of this team. He can't lug the entire load alone, however. If the rest of the club is able to give Hood a good deal of support, then this version of Lefty's Dukes could go a long way. For JMU Today Sports, I'm Sean Broderick.
For the second consecutive year, the Virginia Cavaliers have advanced to the NCAA Soccer Final Four. The Cavs will battle Rutgers in one semifinal Saturday, while defending champion Indiana faces undefeated Santa Clara in the other. The Cavaliers defeated South Carolina last weekend 1-0 to advance, and in a rematch of last year's championship, Indiana, those Wild Hoosiers, defeated Howard, the Bison, by the same score. And in final story, the JMU swimming and diving team is off to its best start in the program's 15-year history. The Dukes defeated American University back on November 18th, way back before Turkey Day, to up its record to 4-0 overall and 3-0 in the CAA. Madison freshman Scott Rogers placed second in the 1,000-yard event, but did so in a record time of 9:43.50, while Davey established a new standard in the 200-meter individual medley with a time of 1:56.11, and he also found time to capture the backstroke. The Dukes host, aptly enough, the JMU Invitational beginning this Thursday at 3 p.m. out at Savage Natatorium. That does it for sports. Dan and Anne-Marie?
Well, Mike, I hate to belabor a point, but that UNC game just amazes me because we were winning right up to the end.
It was so close.
It was terrible. It would have been a great, I mean, the Dukes, that game shows what the Dukes could do this season, but it just would have been a great shot in the arm for the program.
Yeah. We'll see this season.
Exactly.
That's right. We have a whole season.
Well, coming up, we've got a story on a new drug on JMU campus. Stay tuned for that.
Back in a moment.
Oh, yeah. The smooth ones stay in school.
Hi, I'm Anne-Marie Sims. Anchoring JMU Today has been a great learning experience as well as a lot of fun. But the semester is almost over, and you could be the next anchor on JMU Today. If you or any of your friends are interested in auditioning, please sign up immediately on one of the sheets posted outside of the network office, located in Harrison Hall. Auditions will begin at 6 p.m. on Wednesday, December 6th. For more information, call the network office at 568-3432.
Be seated. The enemy has penetrated our lines.
Last week, these soldiers were on their civilian jobs. Now they're working to protect our country. They're members of the National Guard and Reserve, and they make up a full third of our nation's defense. But they need time to train. If you're an employer, give them that time. This was an exercise to help keep our forces trained and ready. Support the National Guard and Reserve. Protect their future while they protect yours.
JMU students are required to abide by an honor code. Field producer Colleen Gustitis explores the importance of an effective honor code system.
The honor code at JMU is not as effective as many people would like it to be. The major problem is enforcing the code. Students are unwilling to turn other students in for honor code violations. The way the code is stated, it is not a violation to remain silent. This puts an added burden on the faculty to uphold the honor code. Most honor code violations are submitted to the Honor Council by faculty members. Communication Department liaison to the Honor Council, Mrs. Ann Lindrup, said part of the problem may be the way the code is worded. The Virginia Military Institute's honor code states that a student will not lie, cheat, or steal, and will not tolerate those who do. At VMI, if a violation occurs and it is discovered that another student knew about it and stayed silent, that student may also be prosecuted. Honor Council President Cindy Pylan says informing the students is essential to the success of the honor system.
We're trying to tell them about the current honor system, tell them changes we're considering, ideas, and give them a chance to ask for questions or make suggestions also.
Mrs. Lindrup said that in previous years the honor code was something students read about in the freshman handbook and then forgot. Now the code is beginning to be more visible. Associate Professor of Communication Roger Sankson believes students need to understand the honor code.
Very important to have our students understand the honor code system. I think a lot of students don't understand, and part of that is a lack of information about the system. And if they had more information, I think they would feel a little better about coming to the system and making their statement if they think an honor code violation has occurred. Now,
it is important to abide by the honor code. If students neglect it, not only does it hurt the school's reputation, but also the graduates and future graduates of this university. Dr. Roger Sankson says the honor code must be expanded to encompass the increased use of computers at JMU.
Computers really pose a significant problem because of the hacking ability of some students to gain access to a variety of different computers. One would be the computer that has all the other students' transcripts as well as an individual student's transcripts on, so that could be altered or adjusted in some particular way without really having any evidence that anything transpired.
Professors will have to explain specifically what they consider to be honor code violations with the use of computers. Although the enforcement of the honor code here at JMU is less than perfect, the code exists to protect the integrity of the students and the university. For JMU Today, I'm Colleen Gustitis.
The National Council of the Theta Chi fraternity has suspended the charter of JMU's local chapter. Pledges of Madison Theta Chi, which is located on Greek Row, were implicated on the harassment of an Alpha Gamma Delta sorority national as she walked by the house during a pledge function. Last year, brothers caused $2,000 worth of damage to their house, and that fact, along with this most recent incident, led to the suspension. The fraternity has undergone a reorganization, and according to new president Jim Lindbergh, the group will move off campus as of next semester under the name of Eta Kappa. The house on Greek Row, meanwhile, will become a dormitory open to freshmen.
Cocaine and crack have been the narcotics of choice among America's drug culture. But there's another high that's increasing its popularity on the JMU campus, the high created by gummy bear usage. Special segment producer Mike Caldwell takes a look at this new phenomenon.
Campus under siege. A look at JMU's gummy bear crisis, from dealers to users.
Gummy bear dealer Bubba Babcock, not his real name,
explains the many ways that JMU students are taking gummy bears.
You can take them straight, you're just eating them, but you can, the more hardcore GB users can chop them up, set them in lines, and snort them. But they get like mucus diseases in their nose and stuff like that, and it gets messy. And then if you're really over the edge, you start injecting them.
Injecting them?
Yeah, and you can tell because you have gummy bear tracks.
Gummy bear user Woodrow, again not his real name, says that gummy bear use has taken control of his life.
Incredible, man. I'm trying to graduate from college. I have to call my old man every month and tell him to send me some more money so I can get some more gummy bears. I think I need gummy bear rehab.
We followed undercover officer Dirk Thompson on a gummy bear sting operation.
Right, basically what we're doing is we're targeting buyers in the area. We've set up a buy for these GBs, as they call them in the profession. We in the police business call them gums. We're going to go over here, attempt to get him to make the buy, at which time I'll probably tackle him, do something masculine, and put him under arrest.
Here, JMU police have been successful in capturing a user, but it is the dealers that often go untouched.
I mean, if I was dealing donuts, you would bet that they would catch me. But these, I can sell gummy bears under their noses, and they'd never know it.
For JMU Today, I'm Mike Caldwell.
Anne-Marie, Mike, I've always heard that the first step in admitting that in solving a problem is admitting that you have one. Well, I'm confessing I'm addicted to gummy bears as well. I'm sorry, I know.
Well, I hear they have gummy bear treatment centers now now in place for people like you. But one final correction, a quick correction to make. Virginia has not made it to the Final Four 2 years in a row. This is their first time. Just a quick correction to throw in there.
All right, and okay. That about does it for this week's edition of JMU Today. Before we leave, I would like to wish Anne-Marie a happy birthday. It's coming up this week.
Oh, thank you.
Stay tuned for midweek following. Stay tuned.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.